So I keep putting it off. And then we went to a Dodger game a little while ago, and for some stupid reason, unprovoked, we were just sitting in our seats.
In the 1990s, the show Everybody Loves Raymond had remarkable success, delighting audiences with its honest plots and wonderful characters. Sadly, the working atmosphere behind the scenes was not nearly as happy as that portrayed in the show. While fans of the show enjoyed its light-hearted humor, the production and the show itself had many unsaid issues and concealed realities. Along with the underbelly of drama, one of the most fascinating elements of the series was the secret Patricia Heaton kept throughout filming. But while the show's name became a household phrase, there was something far more personal brewing behind the camera, something the lead actress carried quietly, episode after episode. What was Patricia Heaton hiding while the spotlight shone brightest on her? Ray Romano didn't like the title. In the pilot episode of Everybody Loves Raymond, we see Ray's family on a moving sidewalk next to their home. This pilot episode concludes when Robert says the title of the show. The title of the show came from something Ray Romano's brother said, which CBS used as a working title. The network's executives liked the title, but Ray had reservations about it being the final title because he was worried it would backfire. However, as Ray received positive reviews and many awards, the title became more suited for the show. The show was so popular that it even inspired another show, Everybody Hates Chris, to do a funny take on the name everyone knew. But tweaking a title was just the beginning. As the show drew more from Ray Romano's real life, the lines between fiction and reality started to blur in uncomfortable ways. Just how far did the creators go to protect that boundary? And what had to change as a result? The children's names were changed. Network sitcoms used to have children as part of the regular cast to achieve realistic family dynamics. A marked exception to this came in the form of The King of Queens, a sitcom about a married couple without any children. Ray Romano drew heavily on his own life when developing Everybody Loves Raymond, particularly when developing the child actors' personalities. At the time the show debuted, Romano himself was a father of three, daughter Alexandra and twin sons Gregory and Matthew. The pilot episode mirrored life by naming the children on the show Allie, Gregory, and Matthew. Romano, nevertheless, felt increasingly uncomfortable with the similarities between the show and his life, so he quickly established clearer differences between life and art. As a result, the writers of the show altered the boys' first names to Michael and Jeffrey, but left Allie as the name of the daughter. Through this, Romano was able to strike a balance between tapping into his real-life experiences and creating distinct characterizations of the characters in the show. Through this, Everybody Loves Raymond was able to capture the family relationships without violating either the artistic value of the show or Romano's private family. Most noticeably, the series made some substantial casting decisions in terms of the children. Though the Baroni children added to the show's family presentation, they were seen on screen less than children on other comparable sitcoms were allowed. The subtlety of this particular casting change went unnoticed by casual viewers, naturally. Originally, twin brothers Justin and Drew Ferreira played Ray and Deborah's twin sons, Matthew and Jeffrey, in the pilot. However, as the series progressed, the apparent growth of the Ferreira twins prompted producers to replace them. Interestingly, twin brothers Sawyer and Sullivan Sweeten, who already had twin sister Melanie Sweeten play Allie Barone's role, ended up playing Michael and Jeffrey, assuming the respective roles of the Ferreira twins. This casting choice led to fan speculation regarding the physical resemblance between the child actors and Ray Romano, as none of them shared much of a likeness with him. This allowed for creative explanations and theories from the show's loyal fan base. The Sweeten siblings' addition to the show added a certain something, allowing for a more realistic family relationship and dynamic to be portrayed. In spite of these casting changes, the Barone kids continued to play a significant part in the show, expanding its popularity to various audiences. Alcoholism was a problem for Brad Garrett. While working on Everybody Loves Raymond, Brad Garrett offered a masterful portrayal of Robert Barone that gained him massive recognition. His subtle portrayal of the character's complicated emotional life, which was shattered by jealousy and depression, was so engaging that it earned him 3 coveted Emmy Awards. In real life, Garrett wrestled with demons that took markedly different forms from those of his TV character. After the shows were over, he displayed remarkable courage by acknowledging alcohol addiction while filming. Garrett often acted while under the influence of alcohol, especially during the first season, and ultimately, he had a devastating reckoning because of it. Before finishing the first season, he made the life-altering choice of staying away from alcohol, admitting that his very life was at risk. That moment of clarity showed me that my survival was at stake. He looked back. By sheer force of will, Garrett turned his struggle with addiction into a testament to the human spirit. By staring his demons in the face, he set the stage for a more level life, illustrating the redemptive power of self-awareness and determination in the face of adversity. A salary dispute soon ensued. When television programs achieve phenomenal popularity, as in the instance of Everybody Loves Raymond, it gets progressively more complex to determine equitable compensation for all parties. With the popularity of the show increasing, some cast members received enormous raises, while others received only small raises or changes in their salary packages. In 2003, Ray Romano, the star who was also one of the co-creators of the show, was able to negotiate a crazy raise from CBS that made him the highest-paid actor on television. This boost brought his salary per episode to $1.8 million, with more residual payments. After learning about his own relatively low salary of $160,000 per episode, Brad Garrett protested and temporarily walked off the show. Some of the co-stars showed solidarity and joined him, and production was halted briefly. The cast negotiated better salaries and returned to work after a few weeks. Dispute behind the scenes. Behind the scenes of sitcoms, tensions frequently brew between actors on award-winning sitcom sets, reflecting the very same dynamics as in real families. The political imbalance between co-star Patricia Heaton and co-star Peter Boyle is the quintessential example of these tensions, with her conservative politics being in direct opposition to his liberal leanings. Despite their divergent politics, their professional relationship was always respectful and cordial, with light-hearted jokes at one another's expense over their differing opinions. Heaton's respect for Boyle was reflected in her attendance at his 2006 funeral, and she especially valued his encouragement on her path to sobriety. Real-life experiences were employed. The television show drew heavily on Ray Romano's own life experiences, although it's less commonly known that a lot of the conflicts and situations were derived from what transpired with Romano or the writing team. Philip Rosenthal, the show's creator, occasionally incorporated word-for-word arguments from his own marriage into the script. He famously borrowed a dispute about a can opener as the basis for an episode. The series ended when the writers exhausted their creative vision, choosing to maintain the show's quality rather than risk deterioration. Romano quipped that creating additional episodes would have required the writers to have many marriage fights in order to generate new storylines and could have resulted in creating personal strife among the actors. Peter Boyle got his job because he was cranky. Peter Boyle's acting as Frank Barone on Everybody Loves Raymond created a fascinating paradox. While his character on screen was cranky and quick-tempered, Boyle himself had a very different personality. One especially vivid memory pertains to his first meeting with the show's creative personnel. Boyle did something rather unexpected at Universal Studios. He brought his whole family along to the audition. It was a difficult journey, complete with confrontations with security guards working at the studio and trouble finding suitable parking. After getting lost and entering the wrong building, Boyle stormed into the true meeting in an understandably annoyed state of mind. In a later life archive of American television interview, Boyle stated that his foul mood while attending the audition might have inadvertently resulted in the role of Frank Barron. His performance would ultimately earn him 7 consecutive Emmy Award nominations, a change of good luck in his career. Boyle suffered a personal blow in 2002 when he was diagnosed with cancer. Rather than informing everyone of the news, he wanted to keep his health situation private and only revealed it to his close family and a few of his close colleagues. One of them was his on-screen wife, Doris Roberts. During this intimate chat, Boyle sought her opinion on whether to break the news to others or not. Roberts offered sage advice, telling him to avoid being given special privileges due to his condition, and instead focus on maintaining his character on the show. Following her advice, Boyle went on working on the show without making public his sickness. While he did appear in the film All Roads Lead Home, released following his death in 2008, Boyle passed away in 2006 due to complications from cancer and heart disease at age 71. Nonetheless, his legacy lives on in his remarkable body of work and influence on television comedy that remains even in death. The show did not sit well with Romano's real-life brother. The show's real-life plotlines were wonderful, but they were a point of complaint for contestants. Rich was Ray's actual brother and a police officer, just like Ray's actual working life of the TV on-screen brother Robert. Rich's dual life led him to be bullied in the workplace by colleagues who started doing so based on certain things that were shown on the show. During an in-depth interview, Ray discussed that his brother was known for having the special talent of taking whatever story from another officer and then transforming the life into jokes for the entertainment of the officers. Although the television program had a significant viewer draw and was well-liked by audiences, there were also times when using real stories for the show created problems and hardships for the individuals whose lives were the real-life force behind these stories. A dedicated production team toiled day and night to come up with a compelling pitch for what was potentially a brand-new television series. The new show would be based on Robert, the lovable brother of the characters in the immensely popular sitcom titled Everybody Loves Raymond. In the loyal fan base of the series, all of the family was adored and loved. However, Robert was a huge fan favorite as well. The producers of Everybody Loves Raymond took note of Robert's very rare likability and how much the audience appreciated and adored him, so they pondered creating a spin-off series based on his character and life. The proposed show format outlined in the plan was for Robert to make a significant transition to the city of Philadelphia, where he would be working as a physical education instructor, and document his life in this entirely new environment. While CBS at first expressed interest in this creative idea, spawned from Phil Rosenthal, the negotiations and discussions were stalled significantly regarding the fundamental requirements needed to develop this concept into reality. The concept that was laid out in the series proposal had the potential to resonate with a vast and varied audience, thereby attracting a very sizable viewership and earning phenomenal ratings. While the spotlight teased a whole new chapter for Robert, another plan was quietly unfolding behind the scenes. One that would reveal just how deeply Patricia Heaton had become entangled with her on-screen life. What was brewing beneath Deborah's calm exterior as the show neared its end? A plan was drawn. On the television show Everybody Loves Raymond, Patricia Heaton portrayed Deborah Barone, whose relationship with her aggressive in-laws was causing her difficulty keeping boundaries. Like most female protagonists on 1990s situational comedies, Deborah constantly struggled with anxiety and feeling swamped by her workload, never feeling valued. Critics praised Patricia Heaton's performance as Deborah, and she received many nominations for awards throughout her stint on the show. Heaton became well known by taking home the Outstanding Lead Actress in a comedy series award in 2000 and 2001. She was nominated for that same award every year from 1999 to 2005, although she only received it twice. The last episode of the show left Heaton with intense emotions. Wrap-ups of TV shows present particular challenges to actors in that they bid farewell to characters after having worked long-term. When Everybody Loves Raymond concluded its 9-year run, Heaton fought particularly fiercely to leave behind her television family. She was deeply emotional in the final rehearsal, becoming so distraught that she strained her voice and impacted her performance. Due to her vocal issue, the final episode, which was taped before a live studio audience, had to be postponed until her voice recovered. Heaton's passionate reaction to the show's finale highlighted the close bond that had developed between the cast and the lasting impact of the experience on her personally. Following Everybody Loves Raymond, Patricia Heaton gained a new television family with her character Frankie Heck on The Middle from 2009 to 2018. Subsequently, she branched out into writing and advocacy of causes near and dear to her heart. Heaton reprised acting in the TV show Carol's Second Act from 2019 to 2020. Cast of Everybody Loves Raymond. Maggie Wheeler, who was familiar to audiences of Everybody Loves Raymond, as Linda, a friend of the Barone family, initially auditioned for the role of Deborah, Ray's wife. Though Wheeler was one of the top candidates for playing Deborah, CBS administrators made the judgment that she was not suitable for the character. As a result, Patricia Heaton landed the character of Deborah. However, CBS was eager to include Wheeler in the program and provided her with a supporting role, which she accepted. Her performances in the program received widespread acclaim from the audience. Sadly, Doris Roberts passed away in 2016. During the course of her storied 60-year career, she emerged as a versatile actor. Roberts gained widespread recognition through various television and film appearances throughout her life. Apart from her role in Everybody Loves Raymond, she was recognized with 5 Emmy Awards and a Screen Actors Guild Award. Roberts proved her versatility with movies such as Mrs. Miracle and Grandma's House. In April 2016, when Doris Roberts passed away at the age of 90, she had left behind a rich legacy in the entertainment world. Ray Romano's big break. Ray Romano's remarkable journey to achieving stardom and success started with his big break on the hit Late Show with David Letterman. This led to his eventual general popularity as the lovable star of the hit television series Everybody Loves Raymond. In order to establish a regular source of income for himself, Romano decided to pursue a career as a stand-up comedian, hence showcasing his unique style of comedy. At the start of his career, he did a furniture delivery job. However, he quickly altered his focus and spent a sizable portion of 12 years shaping and molding his stand-up routine, and hence was able to entertain his audiences with ease. His tenacity paid off when his phenomenal gift was spotted by the producers of The Late Show with David Letterman, resulting in a blockbuster show that transformed his career. After his successful appearance, Letterman's production company offered him a thrilling co-production venture, the beginning of Everybody Loves Raymond. This was a turning point that signified the start of an absolutely fabulous career chapter for Romano. Despite the massive popularity of the show and the wide acclaim it received, there are several interesting facts about it that are relatively unknown to the general populace, which several viewers would find intriguing. Surprisingly, the show was created under the iconic brand name of David Letterman, and Romano took significant inspiration from the immensely popular show Seinfeld in crafting the show. The show's title also had an interesting origin. It was actually inspired by Romano's real-life brother's sense of jealousy at having won the Cable Ace Award, and thus it was made personal in nature as well. The show was a huge success, enjoying a long run of a whopping 11 seasons on the highly coveted primetime Thursday night slot. Throughout its run, the show garnered a total of 15 highly coveted Emmy Awards, including the highly coveted Emmys for Outstanding Comedy Series, which it won in both 2003 and 2005. Its extensive run and enduring popularity later saw the show earn a spot on a prestigious TV Guide list, which featured the best television shows of all time and showcased a total of 60 exceptional shows. Production process. Each episode was tightly crafted throughout a standard work week. Mondays began with readings of scripts and rehearsals under the direction of the cast. Tuesdays consisted of writer-intensive script development. Wednesdays, CBS executives evaluated the performers' performances, while technical crews set up camera positions and blocked scenes on Thursdays before Friday's shooting sessions. Writing usually starts with the writers discussing personal stories, which become episode ideas. As Rosenthal explained, the co-creating process involved significant thought before arriving at a cohesive story. Wright worked with Kim for just a few seasons. They were able to write full, effective seasons of 13 episodes before the seasons were even aired. Rosenthal remained faithful to the scripted dialogue, but made allowances for the occasional thought that deviated from the written word. Industry observer Garrett likened Raymond's structured approach to Seinfeld's more spontaneous style. The exterior scenes of Ray and Deborah's home were filmed at 135 Margaret Boulevard, Merrick, New York. The house was assessed for $500,000 as of August 2018 and was ideally located with respect to the house Frank and Marie imagined at 136 Margaret Boulevard. Artistic direction. Jeremy Stevens noted that Everybody Loves Raymond followed a different trajectory than current sitcoms by emphasizing realistic storytelling and representation. The series was presented as an upscale take on the traditional sitcom format by Julie Puerth, CBS Comedy Development President. Timelessness was achieved in the series by embracing the timeless mode of storytelling characteristic of such classic fare as The Honeymooners, along with a deliberate avoidance of making use of contemporary cultural references. The upscale feel was further complemented by the inclusion of piano-scored background music and distinctive New Yorker-inspired typography in the credits. The theme composition, crafted by Terry Trode and Rick Moretta, incorporated elements inspired by Woody Allen's Manhattan while maintaining originality through improvisation. Despite its modest setting, Raymond featured complex emotional narratives that elevated it beyond conventional sitcom fare. According to SUNY Press's 2016 analysis, the series represented a significant shift in 1990s television programming, targeting mature audiences rather than focusing on youth-oriented content. As production on Season 2 began, Romano was faced with crafting family entertainment with adult themes. In reference to personal life, he used topics of paternal stress and emotional issues, questioning the audience's acceptance of such depth in character interactions. To maintain adults as central figures, writers made a conscious effort to limit the visibility of child characters on screen. Romano didn't want to be upstaged by child performers, stating, "Having lived this dynamic at home, I don't want to be upstaged by toddlers." His observational humor was the show's foundation, presenting a realistic portrayal of fatherhood, balancing family commitment and personal liberty. TV reviewer Joanna Ostro noted the series' exploration of complex family relationships in all types of relationships. The show addressed, in particular, the struggle of the baby boomer age male, especially sports viewers who are undergoing adulthood responsibilities. Romano's sharp focus on adult struggles set the show apart. But did that mature edge limit its reach, or actually fuel its long-term success? How did a sitcom about grown-up headaches go on to conquer syndication across continents? Syndication history. Tribune Broadcasting subsidiary WPX New York and KTLA Los Angeles acquired syndication rights from Imar Entertainment on 20th December 1998. According to Variety, Imar received significant weekly license fees ranging from $90,000 to $100,000, in addition to 1.5 minutes of commercial time per show. Originally planned for fall 2000, the rerun series was diplomatically pushed back to fall 2001 to avoid competing with other syndicated sitcoms premiering that season. The deal allowed both networks to start airing the series in the fall of 2004. TBS, a cable television network, fixed syndication rights from Imar Entertainment for a 4-year period starting January 26, 1999. The series is now airing on TV Land after it aired on TBS from 2004 to 2021. In Canada, the show is on CMT and Deja Vu, whereas the show has routine airings in the UK. The international rights were sold by Warner Brothers International Television, and off-network domestic syndication by King World was as late as 2007. King World was replaced by CBS Television Distribution, but CBS still maintains the domestic syndication rights, while HBO and Warner Brothers own the international rights. The show also airs on Channel 4 as part of their morning programming from 8 to 9 as a split-screen program. There are uninterrupted weekday morning broadcasts scheduled until at least 2024. The series has also continued to be released worldwide on various platforms, including TVHTS, a pay television platform owned by Fox Tays, formerly TV One, and it airs on Fox Classics and the United Kingdom's Comedy Central. The program airs in Australia on Network 10, subsidiary 10, Peach, and in India on the Ramdi Now channel. HBO released a full DVD set in Regions 1, 2, and 4, and the Region 4 full box set was released on August 13, 2008. In 2006, Australia had reissues of Seasons 1 to 5 with smaller packages, and some of the Australian releases even included cardboard slipcovers for extra protection. The typical package designs were normal for North American DVDs from 2009 to 2012. All the DVDs contained streams and were available until September 1, 2016, when Netflix took them off. Also, the entire first season was released on VHS on September 14, 2004. The unreleased UK episode Marie's Sculpture was included in a DVD release for the 6th season, which was released almost 5 years after the end of Season 6. Reviews. The television genre underwent a monumental change soon after the release of Raymond, a groundbreaking sitcom that shattered every boundary in family comedy. The world over was abuzz with critical acclaim showered on this timeless classic, celebrated as the best in real-life storytelling. Isolation in success has always found a perfect place between comedy and moments of dramatic life change, moving audiences between laughter and tears. The show introduced storylines that did not pull any punches at showing deep-rooted family conflicts and timely, real-life dilemmas that were noticeably relatable for audience members from any walk of life. Arguably, the show's greatest attribute was its pioneering of family life. In a departure from the tired contrivances that were the standard for most sitcoms, the series portrayed families as realistically imperfect, but irretrievably bound together by intangible threads of love and commitment. This honest, old-fashioned characterization went hand in hand with some of television's finest crafted characters, whose depth and nuance eluded sitcom caricature. Deborah served as the epicenter of this modern storytelling, a refreshingly unconventional youngster who completely rejects the common sitcom mom identity. Deborah represented a refreshing change from the conventional mother stereotype that permeated the world of television comedy, the straightforward refusal to take race seriously, and the unabashed, relentless contempt for Ray's absurdities. This unconventional presentation of mothers made the show's exploration of family life richer. Marie, portrayed by the legendary Doris Roberts, was yet another writer's room tour de force. Her personality exhibited a fascinating duality, with a sordid underbelly that drew intriguing comparisons to Livia on The Sopranos. Such richly drawn character work showed how much the show wanted to escape the safe boundaries of traditional sitcom storytelling, creating rich, multi-dimensional personalities that would subvert genre conventions. The show did something remarkably impressive with regard to its technical competence, effortlessly transitioning the intricate issues of the previous four-camera plan with a live studio audience. The fact that this was achieved is especially noteworthy given the challenging nature of this form, which requires timing and coordination among performers and members of the production team. That means that the mere fact that the show was able to realize this success speaks to the quality, production values, and aesthetic vision of the program. Bruce Fretz's 1997 review was extraordinarily prescient when he said that Raymond was arguably the best sitcom currently on television. His assessment was later verified by general critical acclaim and popular viewer satisfaction. Betsy Wallace delivered particularly insightful criticism, mentioning the show's fine ensemble cast and its witty plot lines that discovered common human frailties, like profound uncertainty over growing older and remaining attractive. Her comments noted the series' own special capacity to explore rich emotional themes and stay true to its comedic form. Plugged In's critique made particularly acerbic observations regarding the show's longevity and creative evolution. The magazine reported that even after 7 consecutive years of production, Raymond's script continued to be intellectually stimulating, demonstrating phenomenal flexibility in integrating new characters into the established family setup. That capacity to evolve, coupled with a plethora of Emmy Awards, cemented the series' position as a television comedy icon. Garrett's acting was a singularly key element of the show's success, with special praise reserved for his contribution to the creation of many of the series' favorite comedic moments. His performances were a foundation of comedy for the show, offering stable sources of brilliance that lingered in the minds of the audience. With his masterful creation of characters, he made the show a benchmark for quality in television sitcoms, and his legacy continues to inspire shows today. If you enjoyed this video, kindly leave a comment below with your thoughts.